And good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Ladies Professional Racquetball Tour. My name is Tim Backers, and I'm joined by Commissioner TJ Bombach. TJ, thanks for joining me. We thought we'd try something a little new. We haven't done this before. We're going to show everybody the draw this evening for what's coming up, which is the Sweet Caroline Open.
Right. So usually we release the draws on Wednesday morning, but we're going to give you a sneak peek because we think it's pretty exciting. 36 pros signed up and 35 in the women's pro singles, representing 7 countries.
And just before we get into the draw, the Sweet Caroline Open is a grand slam, so a lot of money at stake. And also, you know, we have the Hall of Fame there. This is a big event for the LPRT each year.
This is actually the kickoff of our Hall of Fame, newly established Hall of Fame that is a beautiful wall at the Sports Club Greenville, and we will be inducting our very first group of Hall of Famers.
Okay, well, if you have some thoughts on the draw as we reveal it, if you want to share who you think is going to win or maybe cause an upset, just put it in your chat box. We want to have this a little bit more interactive this evening. So, TJ, here we go. Let's share the top of the draw. And we're going to go down to right there. And we can see that Longoria, not surprisingly, seeded number 1. She'll be taking on the winner of Linda Tyler against Jenny Daza. What can you tell us about those two?
So Linda Tyler, we haven't seen her for a while. Obviously, she had played the tour years ago, but she's coming back. She wants to participate in this event. Jenny Daza, tough young player. So you never know. I think a lot of these matchups are going to depend on how much these players are playing and how much they're training. So could be interesting. I think either one of them is going to have a tough matchup against the number 1 superstar, though.
Yeah, and Jenny Daza, for those of you who don't know, has represented Bolivia for many years now and has played Paola in the IRF events, has never beaten Paola. And one would assume that, you know, Bolivian number 2, I believe she is, probably going to overcome Linda Tyler and face Longoria. Might be an early surprise for Longoria.
It could be. Again, it kind of goes to those factors of who's playing, who's practicing, who's training. I mean, we can assume everybody is. If they're coming, they're playing, they're ready. But I think the COVID is one of those unknown factors. The other thing too is I think there's a lot of young players in this draw that we know as of Kansas have just gotten better and better. And we had some upsets in Kansas, and I would kind of expect to see those young players do well again. They're hungry.
Yeah, great. This is true. We're going to talk about it. One of the things, I did some research on these players before the show, and one of the interesting things was we have a large group who are in their early 20s, and then we have a group who are in their kind of 40s, and then we have a sprinkling who are kind of around the 30 to 35 mark. Not many of them, so we might be seeing this transition, this turnover in, you know, who's starting to come to the top. And looking at this next draw, we've got Holly Scott against Kalani Lawrence. Tough matchup for both of them early on in the round of 32.
That's a battle, and no surprise. You're talking about round of 32. As you notice, the Tyler Navia match is the round of 64. We do actually have some qualifier rounds headed into the 32s.
Right. So
right off the bat, then round of 32, Scott and Lawrence. That's a tough matchup. Those two are very tight.
It is. And these two have never played before on the tour, so it'll be a first for both of them. Somebody's going to have that winning record. Holly Scott's currently got her highest ranking ever. She's on a high. She made the quarterfinals in Kansas at the Supermax Grand Slam. Kalani Lawrence we haven't seen since outdoor last October. So again, it's going to come to, has Kalani been training? Is she ready for the tournament type competition? I don't know. She can certainly play, though, and I think she can cause that upset.
Yes, and we should mention too, these two have played against each other for Team USA qualifying matches and collegiates as well, as I believe. So,
so tough matchup, USA against USA in that round. Carla Munoz, Graciana Wargo. Munoz been playing the tour for 10 years now. I was a little shocked because, wow, she's been around a long time. She is a veteran now. She's got a 47 and 65 ranking. Highest ranking was number 8. Definitely somebody who you would expect to advance in this round.
I would think so, but again, those some of those young players like Gracie is one of them. You know, how hard are they working? How much do they want it? How much have they improved since the last event? We will see. They're the ones you want to watch out for in some of these upcoming events.
And next up is Gonzalez Centellas. Lucia Gonzalez is somebody that we don't often talk about. Why not? Well, she's 25 years old. She's, I think we'd say, a part-time pro, makes some events, but most of them doesn't make. And she only has 27 total matches on tour.
Yes, and she is another one that we've seen cause a lot of upsets. She shows up. She's been a student. So hasn't been able to play the tour full time. The last I talked to her, she wants to play at all the events as we get them back on the schedule following COVID and starting here with this one. She's tough. I mean, again, this is a really difficult matchup for the round of 32s.
Right. You see a 25 seed against an 8 seed, Valeria Centellas. She surprised a lot of people in the last 6 months. She's certainly risen. She's won matches. She won the Open division in Kansas and the doubles title with her partner, Natalia Mendez. She is certainly somebody who can cause an upset, but she's facing somebody who one might say is a dark horse.
I would say those two game styles are also very different. I'm looking forward to watching that match just to see how they feed off of each other, how that one goes.
Centellas is still learning the ropes on the tour. She only has 15 matches under her belt and is only 19 years old. And it's incredible that we're already talking about this person as this is somebody who could really make a run over the next year on the LPRT.
Right. One of several. Again, I like to see how these youngsters do and how hard they want to work. How much do they want it?
Okay, so that's the top quarter of this bracket, not the top half, which is crazy to talk about. Let's go down to the next group of players. And Rhonda Racich taking on Shane Diaz from San Antonio.
Okay, you have veteran experience with Racich and really a newcomer with Shane Diaz. Young player. I think this is her second. Correct me if I'm wrong, Tim, but I think this is second. She did play Kansas.
That's right.
And here she is again at the next event.
So here you are. You're playing the second match you've ever played on tour, and you're playing somebody who has a 452 to 169 record. It's amazing.
Again, you never know what's going to happen. It should be interesting. I'm still impressed by some of these young players. Again, will veteran and experience win out? Maybe. We'll see.
Next up is Ana Laura Flores from San Luis Potosí, Mexico, and Nancy Enriquez, also from San Luis. They travel all the way to South Carolina to face each other. Interestingly, though, they've never played each other on tour. So again, I'm looking forward to this matchup.
It is. It's and like you said, another country woman, both from Mexico. I know they've played each other in Mexico, national events. So yeah, this is Ana Laura, a little less experience. Nancy's a smart player. It again should be fun to watch.
Correction. JD corrected me. See, JD, thank you for watching. Nancy is from Chihuahua.
Chihuahua.
I knew it. I knew it. How did I not know that? Brian asked the question, is Rhonda healthy? I mean, before in December, she was. When she came to Kansas, she was 100% healthy. One would assume that she still is. But she is in the twilight of her career. And so there may be those niggly injuries. But as far as we know, she's 100% healthy.
Yeah, well, we know she's had some issues that she's had to deal with, and we'll see. Hopefully she'll be 100%.
Yeah, she talked during COVID about actually being able to take time off, which she'd never been able to do. I think that has helped her more than maybe many other players, being able to rest up. Okay, next up, we have Mejia versus Acosta, Susie Acosta. Again, two Mexicans battling it out. Mejia, one of those up-and-coming stars. Susie Acosta, a longtime veteran. Here's a statistic for you. Mejia was 2 years old when Susie first played on tour. Oh. To give you an idea. So we've got Susie Acosta, who's been there, done that, been on the tour for many, many years, left-handed player, taking on Mejia, who can definitely beat anybody.
Yes, and is a very strong doubles player. Susie is going to have a lot of big booming drive serves, especially down that left side line. Yeah, I would say odds are probably going to Mejia, but again,
Susie is a streaky player who can
she could. Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because I would never count Susie out, especially if her drive serves are on. She can be really tough.
A comment in the chat box from Pazita. Hello, Tim and TJ. I miss you guys a lot. Hope we can play the tour again, get better from COVID here in Ecuador, and travel again. Pazita, we do miss you on the tour. It was always fun having you on the court. We hope you're able to get back on tour again soon.
Yes, and congratulations.
Oh, you're going to have to say why now.
Well, I believe she just got married recently. So yes, I would like to see her on tour.
Mejia, 32-29 record, 21 years old, but they've only played one time on tour, and Susie won. So we'll be interested to see whether that becomes 1-1 or 0-2 in Susie Acosta's favor. Okay, moving on. Daniela Rico, Angelica Barrios. We've got Mexico against Bolivia. Again, two young players competing against each other.
And I'd be curious, Tim, to see what their record is. Have they played each other yet on tour?
No, they haven't. Daniela has an 0-6 record on tour, so she's still looking for her first win. Of course, coming on tour, you come in with a poor seed. Guess who you're going to play in, maybe the first round. But again, as coming in as the 29th seed, you're facing the 4th seed. It's hard to get those wins.
Yes, Daniela's a young player, but she has a lot of talent. She does a lot of things very well. She's coached by Nancy Enriquez, who's going to be here with her. So there's these youngsters. And then you have Angelica, who made the final of our Kansas event in December.
Right. So Barrios, because of that, and because of the number of points she earned in Kansas, finds herself in the fourth position this week, and certainly gives her a good chance. But I mean, looking at the draw, TJ, you go, well, it doesn't matter what seed you are this week, because you're going to have to play great players all the way through.
Sure, and I look at, and looking at this this particular section, if Angelica moves on, if Monte Mejia moves on to that round of 16, that's a really incredible matchup for the round of 16. Two players that absolutely could have made it to the semifinals. Again, and anything could happen, but what a tough draw.
that's 1 seed and 4 seed. Let's look at the bottom half of the draw as we go down. Samantha Salas comes in at number 3 seed. There we go. Ooh,
We should mention too, Maria Jose Vargas is out. She and her husband had a little boy a few weeks ago, early April, so she will not be at this event. So the rankings did shift a little bit. Barrios was ranked number 5, but because Vargas isn't here, she is the number 4 seed.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm sure she's quite happy with that position. Samantha Salas, so you don't always see her in the 3rd seed, but here she is, and she's taking on either Montserrat Perez or Naomi Ross.
Good. Could go either way in that qualifier match. Naomi is again only her 2nd event on tour, so she's an upcomer. We're going to learn a little bit more about her each time we get to see her play. Monte Perez is playing doubles with Jessica Perea. She definitely has some experience on tour, so could go
a left-handed player as well, which suits the double situation. Either way, one of them will be facing Salas, 33 years old. She wins 2 out of every 3 matches, has 3 titles, 17 finals. Very experienced player, and I think she wants to get away from number 3 again. She seems very motivated this year.
Yeah, I would agree.
Okay, next up, Brenda Laine, Adriana Riveros, Colombia against Colombia. A 1-1 record between these two. Again, one of those matches where I go, oh, okay, I want to watch this one.
I would agree. Tight matchup. This is another one. I look at these 2 players and I think they have very different game styles. A lot of court coverage by Brenda Laine. Adriana Riveros, we know, is a good shooter. She's going to shoot from all over the court. I'm going to give the advantage to whoever has had more court time and whoever's been practicing and is ready coming into this event.
Yeah, I think that's key. And I think Brenda Laine has the tools to be successful, but has she been putting in the work to justify that? Because we know that Riveros does train hard on the court and puts in the work, but Laine definitely more the athletic player. We'll see. This is one of those ones where it could go either way, and I'm looking forward to this one. Moving on, Gabby Martinez against another young player, Mika Meneses.
A talented young player. Again, I just keep throwing this back to this draw. We're talking about the round of 32. These are really, really difficult matchups. And one of these top players, one of these talented players is going to lose in the round of 32. It's really interesting. It's we'll really hope you follow along at home if you can't make it to the event to see how this event plays out.
Yeah, Martinez, of course, still the world champion because there was no world championships in 2020. But on tour has been hit or miss. She'll have a good run and then another tournament she won't do well. Definitely has the tools, has definitely been training. Meneses, Mika, she lost 11-10 in Kansas to Enriquez, to give you an idea of her skill set. She came to Atlanta to the IRT tournament. She was very successful there, won the mixed pro doubles with Alex Landa. So has definitely demonstrated that she can compete with anybody. We'll see how she pairs up against the very athletic, the very explosive Martinez.
Right. Good matchup.
Okay, next moving on, USA, Slutsky against Mendez. Mendez, we kind of were waiting for that breakthrough for Mendez from the last year. Vargas, it was always a Mendez versus Vargas. Vargas isn't here. Are we going to see Mendez really solidify herself as a singles player at this tournament?
Yeah, I think she has been working very hard. And I wonder if some of that confidence, that win in that doubles match in Kansas will carry over to her singles match. I mean, she's a very confident player on the doubles court. She's aggressive, will go for anything, and really, to me, kind of controls the doubles match for her team. I hope she carries that into singles. It'd be interesting to see. I think she would have a lot of success. Erin is another young player, kind of new to the tour. I got to watch her play a little bit in Kansas against Rhonda. I was impressed. She is an athletic young player, and she's another one that I'd like to see more of, learn more about her game.
And she'll be coming to her second tournament of the LPRT tour. So we wish her luck. But of course, you're facing Natalia Mendez, who 24 years old, finished number 5 on tour last year. Definitely has the advantage, but as we know, anything can happen. Okay, moving down to lower bracket, Jessica Paria against Jessica Chen. Paria ranked number 3 in 2017-18, but hasn't really gotten back to where she wanted to since.
Right, but a very athletic player, great court coverage. Versus Jessica, I know Jessica works very hard at her game. She does work with Coach Fran Davis, so I'm sure there'll be some coaching going on there. That'll be a tough feat for Jessica Chen, but again,
nothing to lose, TJ. Nothing to lose, right?
Yeah, nothing to lose, for sure.
One of the questions we had just while we were here, Mike Jimenez, thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. Always appreciate your support. Hello, Tim and TJ. When does the live stream begin?
Well, if all goes well, 9 a.m. on Friday morning.
If all goes well, Mike, okay? As we know, anything can happen off the court, too. That's our plan. That's what we hope will happen 9 a.m. on Friday.
Yeah, we're going to try to go to show as many matches as we can this weekend. And the goal is for the round of, starting with the round of 32s, because as we're talking about right now,
yeah, I mean,
plenty of good matchups.
They're so good. They're so good. And by the way, if we are going to show them, which ones do you want to watch? Let us know if you have a preference, because clearly we can't show every match, but we want to make sure that we show the matches that you want to see as fans.
Great question.
Moving on, Haynes versus Amaya, 2 veteran players. Haynes, she was as high as number 5 on the tour at one point. Played almost 300 matches on tour. Very experienced. 3-7 against Christina Amaya, so we know she can beat her. But Christina, best ranking of 5 as well back in 2013-14. How do you see this one going?
Ooh, these two, I feel like these two have paired up against each other. You might have the stats, but a lot recently. I feel like they're falling right in that spot where they're playing each other in the round of 32. I just feel like who's on the most early in the match is going to win it. I think both of these players benefit most from coming out strong and winning quickly. So I think whoever can get in the game first, and Adrian, we know, has some really tough serves. If Christina can mentally, sometimes she has a slow start, so if she can get going early, favor may go to her.
Okay, moving on. 2 more to go. Rodriguez and Lotz, Guatemala, USA, 15-18. This is one of those ones where it could go either way. But on tour, Rodriguez has never beaten Lotz. I say on tour because in the open division, I know she has. So, but when we talk about the pro tour, Lotz has the advantage 4-0. It'll be interesting to see how this one pans out too. I think this is a really, really tight match.
This is one of those, to me, I'm saying 5 games. I don't know who's going to win it, but I would pick this to go 5. I'm sorry,
We're
3.
playing
Whoa, that was a flashback, wasn't it? Wow. That's
Yeah,
COVID. That's having a long break and time off. 3 games, definitely tiebreaker. And I'm going to say the same about that Holly Scott, Kalani Lawrence match. 3 games.
yeah, they're going to be tight matches. Rodriguez 25, Lotz is 30. Both of them have been hovering around this ranking for the last few years. And this, I think, would be a big win for both of them, don't you, as far as confidence goes?
For sure. For sure. And we know Maria Renee Rodriguez had she had a good event in Kansas. She ended up playing Alexandra Herrera. I took a game off Alexandra, so
that's right.
I know she's been working hard. They all do. I mean, I'm sure they all are training as much as they can. I think court time could be the deciding factor.
Yeah. Okay, last one. Herrera finds herself in the 2 seed, and she'll take on the winner of Mania or Ortiz. Maricruz Ortiz, if you don't know, has represented Costa Rica for many years in the juniors and has now transitioned into the seniors. Great to see her able to play on tour. Tough matchup right out of the gates against somebody who is a very experienced USA player.
Ooh, this one's a good one. And again, it goes back to this is a qualifier match, and these are 2
64.
very good players. Both of these players could do well in the draw, could cause some upsets. I couldn't pick a favorite here. I think either one of those players will give Herrera a match. It will be interesting. That'll be a good one to watch.
For sure. Herrera, though, very experienced, has really improved over the last 18 months, 2 years. 26 years old, 83-62 win-loss record. She's been in 4 finals, but hasn't won one yet. And I think the reason is because there's somebody up at the top called Longoria who tends to win most of these tournaments.
Almost all of the tournaments, yes.
Okay, well, let's take a quick look at doubles. That was singles. So again, if you have a preference, what do you want us to stream in the round of 32? Let us know, and post it in the chat box and so on. If you have any thoughts on who you think might make a run in this tournament, let us know. But let's move over to doubles and zoom out just a little bit to see it all. Salas and Longoria, not surprisingly, #1 seeds, and they'll take on the winners of Lotz Rasic and Laime Gonzalez. Laime Gonzalez is a new pairing. Haven't seen that before. Should be interesting.
Okay, we've had some flip-flops for this event. As the entries were coming in, I was surprised to see some of the pairings. And I think the players do that. They play with some players and try it out, see what works. If it doesn't work, then they maybe try to pair up with somebody that is better suited. Doubles is like that. Sometimes you play really well with one and your game suits well or meshes well, and sometimes they just mix it up. It makes it really interesting.
Yeah, and I think part of it may be that Maciel Rivera isn't in the tournament, which is Laime's normal partner. So, who knows? Maybe this clicks. Maybe they go on a great run. We've seen it happen before. They've got a tough matchup against Lotz and Rasic, who've played together a lot before.
They have, and they hadn't played recently, but they got, as I said, got the band back together. They are pairing up again. I actually think they do play pretty well together. They seem to know each other's game. And Brenda, I think, is a very good doubles player. Throwing her in there with Lucia, that could be a tough team to beat.
So Carla Munoz, Enriquez, 5 seeds. This again is a new pairing that started, I believe, in Kansas. And they're taking on the Flores and Meneses, 2 young players who knows? Again, this is a new matchup. This will be fun to watch. A lefty and righty juniors taking on two veteran players.
Right, and I'm looking at the left side there. Carla Munoz, I think, is all around good doubles player. Ana Laura Flores, very aggressive, talented, athletic young doubles player. I want to say I don't have enough. I haven't seen Michaela play doubles enough yet. So
I do know that she and Centellas won the World Juniors together.
Okay, all right. So okay, again, experience versus some of the young up and coming players. Also a good matchup.
And moving on down, speaking of Bolivia, Jenny Daza, Angie Barrios taking on the Guatemalan pair, Rodriguez Martinez. Literally, people, this is a repeat of Bolivia, Guatemala in the semifinals of the World Championships.
I was just going to say, this is a round of 16 match, and these two teams have paired up to play each other. It's almost unfair, but there's so many good teams in this draw.
I can't wait. Herrera, Mejia, we know what they can do. They've defeated the 1 seeds a couple times in the last couple of years, taking on the pairing of Ross and Diaz, who do play together. But again, this is their first, or I should say, second experience at a pro stop.
Right, and Herrera, Mejia, reigning U.S. Open champion, doubles team. They have a lot of experience. They have a lot of time on court together, so they will be a tough team to beat.
And moving on down, 11 seeds, Jessica Chen, Megan Shelton. We know JD is watching, keeping an eye on us, of course. So we'll say nothing but good things about Megan, JD. Jessica and Megan taking on Riveros and Amaya, Team Colombia.
I think if I say nothing else, those 4 players are going to have a lot of fun on that court.
Absolutely.
They great attitudes, all 4 of them, and I think they are going to just enjoy every minute of that match.
And JD says, by the way, that Megan and Jessica have guaranteed victory. So we look forward to seeing that, JD. A guarantee live on our live stream. Moving on down, Jessica Paria, Montserrat Perez from Mexico, taking on the USA pair, Holly Scott, Kalani Lawrence. Another, this is going to be a good matchup.
It is. I would say Jessica and Montserrat both being in San Luis Potosí. I'm going to assume they've had time on court to practice together, assuming their clubs are open but they're in the same city, same location, play at the same club. So I'm going to say they have been training. Holly Scott, Kalani, obviously we already talked about them in singles. They have to face each other in singles, and then they're going to play doubles together. They'll be a tough team, both talented doubles players.
Yeah, and then last but not least, 15 seed Linda Tyler. We don't see her much on tour anymore. Susie Acosta, we do. They know each other well. We'll see if that lefty-righty combo maybe causes an upset against the Supermax Slam champions, Centellas and Mendez.
Right. Centellas and Mendez, I mean, they caused some upsets in Kansas, including the final where they beat Samantha Salas and Paola Longoria, number 1 seeds.
Well, one of the questions I'll be having is, has that success maybe given them a little too much confidence going into this doubles tournament, given that now everybody knows? We'll see how they do. So those are the draws. Hope you enjoyed the show, of course. And, TJ, thanks for joining me. It was a lot of fun introducing the draw in this way, and I hope everybody else enjoyed it as well.
Yes. Thank you all for tuning in. Still time to shout out your favorite match that you would like to see a stream on Friday this weekend. So hopefully you'll tune in. And again, we'll be on East Coast time, Sweet Caroline Open.
All right. That's all from us, of course. On behalf of myself, Tim Baghurst, and TJ Bamba, thanks so much for watching. We'll be back on Friday with coverage of the Sweet Caroline Open.
Thanks.